We're zeroing in on Group 178, and the author, Greenstocks, gave it this magnificently dramatic title.
Yeah, what was it?
Get this. Splinter screams by Silvestein, whilst Mustaine is just really, really bad. Doesn't exactly scream objectivity, does it? Reads like a vendetta.
It definitely sets a certain tone, intense subjectivity right from the start. So who are the contenders in this dramatically titled group?
A really mixed bag. First, the thrash metal legend Rust in Peace by Megadeth.
Okay, a classic.
Second, and this is a bit of a curveball, the bad 20th anniversary bonus disc by Michael Jackson. Just the bonus disc.
Interesting. Demos and B-sides, basically.
Exactly. Third, Splinter. That's the 7th album from the Offspring.
Right. Punk rock regulars.
And finally, number 4, 18 Candles. The early years by the post-hardcore band Silverstein.
Okay, so metal, pop demos, punk, and post-hardcore. That is quite the lineup to compare directly.
Wildly diverse. All right, let's dive into this conflict. Starting, maybe fittingly given the title, right at the bottom. 4th place, Megadeth's Rust in Peace.
Which is, widely seen as this seminal, technically brilliant metal album. Iconic stuff.
So the author didn't just hate it from the first note. It started okay.
That's true, yeah. The review says it starts pretty well. You've got tracks like Holy Wars, Hangar 18, Five Magics, classic Megadeth.
The technical precision, the speed.
Exactly, that rapid, pacey feel.
Yeah.
It gets compared to Metallica's 80s work often.
But there's always a but with this author, it seems.
A big one here. While it has the speed, the author felt the sound was, quote, nowhere near as chunky as maybe they wanted. Lacked that, visceral weight.
Okay, the sound preference, fair enough.
But then it gets personal. The reviewer felt the quality just falls off a cliff after those first few tracks.
Falls off a cliff. And the final verdict for most of the album? Drivel?
Drivel. For Rust in Peace, that's a strong word. I mean, hang on. Isn't ranking a bonus disc of demos higher than one of the most acclaimed metal albums ever kind of flawed?
Or does it just highlight how intensely personal this album quest thing is? It's not about critical consensus.
So it's purely subjective taste winning out.
Absolutely. This is the 3rd Megadeth album the author had reviewed for the quest and disliked all 3. Intensely.
So the conclusion wasn't really about Rust in Peace as an album, objectively. It was about a specific, deeply felt, personal disdain for Mustaine.
So that personal feeling just tanked it. 4th place. Sealed its fate.
Instantly. The quest prioritizes that personal reaction, even if it looks weird from the outside.
Okay, so personal feelings decided the bottom spot. Let's move up. The competition got much closer, higher up, right?
Yeah.
Between like polished B-sides and something much rawer.
Very tight, yeah. Let's look at 2nd place first. The surprise finisher, Michael Jackson's Bad 25 bonus disc.
Not the main album, just the extras.
Just the extras. And what's really interesting is why the author even bought this Bad 25 version. There's history there.
Oh.
A deep connection to the original Bad album. Bought 4 times over the years. Cassette in '88, then vinyl, then the original CD release.
4 times. So why the Bad 25 version? Why buy it again?
Because, and this was a common issue, the original 80s CD production was, in the author's view, shamelessly below par.
The early days of CD mastering. Yeah.
Exactly. Lacked the warmth, the punch of the vinyl, maybe. So buying the remaster, the Bad 25 version, was almost a compulsion to finally hear it properly digitized.
Okay, that makes sense. But still, we're talking about the bonus disc, usually just rough cuts, throwaways.
But not here. That's the kicker. Totally different. We've seen other demos in the quest, like Evanescence, which sounded really rough. These MJ tracks, the author says they sound practically ready to be pressed.
Wow. Just ready to go as demos.
Pretty much. Speaks volumes about MJ's process, right? How meticulous he was.
So even his, B material was essentially polished.
Seems that way. The style is very R&B heavy. His voice apparently just sparkles on tracks like Price of Fame.
And there was something about Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, connection. There's a demo called Al Capone. It shares a similar staccato driving rhythm with Smooth Criminal.
So Al Capone was an early version.
Well, the booklet apparently claims it was an early incarnation. But listening to them, the author felt they were quite distinct, fully formed songs, despite that rhythmic link. Just shows the depth of material he had.
Incredible quality for supplemental stuff. A great listen, clearly ranked 2nd. But still, it got pushed hard by the 3rd place finisher.
Yeah, pushed very close by Silverstein's 18 Candles, which takes us into Screamo territory.
A very different vibe indeed.
Totally different. The vocalist, Shane Told, His sound gets compared specifically to Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio.
Okay, I can kind of hear that.
It's described as this desperate, yearning, almost maddening wail of heartfelt pain. Very raw, very emotional.
Now, the author generally isn't keen on shouty music, right?
Yeah.
So what saved this one from the bottom?
It was touch and go, sounds like. Initially, the album comes across as messy and raw, but, with repeat listens.
Revealed more depth.
Exactly. Underneath that frantic energy, there were fairly well-arranged structures. And the guitar work was noted as being genuinely talented, quite complex.
So they made the shoutiness work, mostly.
For the most part, yeah. It actually enhanced the intensity on some tracks, like Bleeds No More. It worked with the music.
Not always.
Yeah.
Why third place, then? Just missing out.
Consistency. That was the issue. It didn't always work. Sometimes the delivery apparently just went too far, sounding like genuine strangulation.
Ouch.
Yeah. Specifically mentioned was the live version of Defend You. But then on the flip side, their acoustic stuff.
They had acoustic tracks on there, too.
Yep. Call it Karma and My Heroine. And these were judged as monumentally stronger than the live Scream tracks. Showed real patches of quality, melodic music.
So they clearly had the musical chops, the melody,
Okay.
but the aggressive delivery wasn't always controlled or structured enough across the whole album.
And that seems to be the verdict. Fell short on consistency of delivery and quality. A bit too erratic, maybe.
Okay, consistency,
Huh.
which leads us perfectly to the winner.
Yeah.
The album that was consistent. First place. The Offspring's Splinter.
The reliable choice, yeah. Definition of sticking to what works for them.
Their seventh album. Just straight up tried and tested formula, right? Tight, riff-heavy, Offspring punk rock.
And in that reliability, that consistency was key in this particular group. It's worth noting the context, though. By 2003, when Splinter came out...
Their huge 90s wave had crested a bit.
Exactly. Their commercial peak had started to wane. The author even wonders if the title Splinter is a nod to that sort of fragmentation of their massive appeal.
Interesting thought. But even with waning appeal, the album delivered what you'd expect.
Pretty much. That was mentioned as having commercial potential. Even if it didn't become a massive chart hit, it was solid Offspring.
But not perfect, right? The author mentioned flaws.
Definitely not perfect. Two main criticisms held it back from being maybe a truly great album in its own right. First, it's quite short.
Okay.
And second, two weak songs really stood out. The worst hangover ever.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Apparently uses this kind of out-of-place Caribbean reggae beat paired with cheesy lyrics. Didn't land well.
And another one.
A track called Dahui, described as just a pointless surf rock instrumental. Filler, basically.
Yeah. So a formulaic album, bit short, 2 dud tracks, and that takes first place.
That takes first place. It beat out high-quality MJ demos and a legendary metal album that fell victim to personal taste.
Wow. So the final ranking again?
1. The Offspring, Splinter. 2. Michael Jackson, Bad 25 bonus disc. 3. Silverstein, 18 Candles. 4. Megadeth, Rust in Peace.
It really lays bare how this album quest works, doesn't it?
It perfectly illustrates it. This group shows how much things like reliable consistency, The Offspring just delivering a solid B-plus effort, can win out.
Over potential brilliance that's maybe less consistent, like Silverstein.
Exactly. And you see the impact of unexpected quality, like those MJ demos being so polished. And of course, how personal taste, that Mustaine issue, can just completely veto an album regardless of its status.
Reliability, hidden gems, and personal grudges. Those seem to be the big factors here, more than genre or critical acclaim.
Absolutely. The Offspring delivered the known quantity, which felt safer, maybe more satisfying overall than the more unpredictable rides offered by the others.
It is fascinating, but also highlights the value, maybe, of looking beyond just the main tracks sometimes. Digging into those bonus discs, the B-sides.
You might find something amazing hiding there, yeah.
Like those MJ demos. Practically finished albums hiding as extras. So the Offspring and Michael Jackson's demos advance in the great album quest. We'll see where they end up. Thanks for joining us for this look into the process.
Catch you next time.